Essentially, I was saying that we're going to have today our class for the AutoMessenger, and then next week we're going to have it free because it's the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July to you all. And then the other week we're going to talk about the contacts area, so the central area, the main screen, and all the tricks that you can do there, snippets, and everything in between. So it's going to be very, very interesting class, and I encourage you to be there at that time. Now, um, today's class is about the AutoMessenger. The AutoMessenger, also known as autoresponder, but our AutoMessenger is much than an autoresponder. Autoresponder usually means that you receive a form, and in response to that form that you have in a website, you assign a series of emails. Well, that has several problems, including the fact that you can only send the data from the fields that a client gives you. For example, if a client gives you only the name and email, well, you only have those two fields to send data from, or to merge that into the AutoMessenger. With a real AutoMessenger, you have at your disposal essentially all the fields, whether they are for the client, for the agent, etc. So you have all the fields possible in in a simple to use environment. In order to access the AutoMessenger, you have two ways, actually several ways, more than two. But if you click Task Manager or Task Manager with user-defined fields, you're going to see the AutoMessenger down here. To enter into the AutoMessenger area, you're going to click Go. Once here, I already added it because we had technical difficulties, and I was talking and no one could hear me. So I'm gonna repeat that again. And so we added this AutoMessenger by clicking here, by clicking Create New. And remember what it says here, AutoMessenger. This is to change the name, to modify the name. If I don't like Masterclass, let's say, for example, that I'm gonna put Master-class, and then that will be changed. Or if I want to delete, remember, if you delete an AutoMessenger, all the templates that are linked, the templates won't be deleted, but the actual records here will be deleted with the AutoMessenger. You can have unlimited templates inside an AutoMessenger, which is the sequence of letters. And you're gonna see, even though I might not remember all the differences between a regular AutoMessenger, like you may have with a Weber Get Response or so many others, but you're gonna realize that you can do things here that are simply impossible to do in another AutoMessenger. Starting from the point that you have at your disposal all the records, all the fields from a contact that you won't have in any AutoMessenger, because you only have what the client provides you or the prospect provides you in a form, in a web form. So this is much more, you can do this as a proactive sending of emails, and not only in response to a request. You need to be careful with that, because then you can enter into the spamming category, but I will tell you how to avoid being blacklisted a little bit later. So it's going to be interesting, one of the features that you have in this AutoMessenger. Okay, so the first thing to know is that sometimes you might want, and actually I advise you to do it and consider that, you may want to have one one template for one AutoMessenger. For example, let's say that you want to advise of a certain, like I did to advise about this webinar. Okay, I have just an AutoMessenger that only contains one email, because I don't need to prepare in advance that many. So one is okay. If I want to advise in 2 different days, for example, I want to advise on Wednesday and another one on Friday, then I can have 2, or unlimited for that matter. But the point is that you can have just one a template for one AutoMessenger. Once you have the first one that shows up automatically when you enter the first AutoMessenger, you're going to assign a template. Okay, since I want to make this very, very easy for all of us, so I'm going to try to create the templates first. So I'm going to go to the templates manager. So in this particular case, I'm clicking Control 2. Okay, Control 2 brings me there. Remember that we have here in the scripts shortcuts that we can use to jump to different areas of the program, and Control 2 takes us to the template manager. Also, I'm going to create a category for this purpose to make it very, very clear. So I'm going to put the same thing here. I'm going to put master class, and this is the category. Okay, and now I can have unlimited templates into this category. So I'm going to call this one simply. I'm gonna put in the subject the word one, but obviously this will be the subject of the email. So this is what your client sees. Also, it could be possible and advisable to put any reminders between double brackets, because in that case will be invisible. And then let's put the real subject. So for example, you are invited. So you are invited to a party. Okay, so as I said before, here you can you have at your disposal all the fields as if you were doing any other template. Okay, so by going to the merge symbols, okay, we can select, for example, first name and or any other field. For the case of the credit repair, there are very important features that I want to show for the AutoMessenger. But just bear with me for a second. Okay, so there you are invited invited to a party, etc. And best regards, whatever. And I'm gonna put a little bit. I'm gonna increase the font by clicking here. So I increase the font. Now I have my first email, okay? And I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna check here to make it available, Messenger, but to other parts in the software, okay? In the left side. Remember that the right side is for the disputes area, and the left side, as the hover tells you, is for the context and email area. So I have that. I can create another one, and I'm going to put the same. So I'm going to duplicate it, but instead I duplicated it, and instead I'm going to put here 2, and it's only so we know where we at. Okay, and you are invited to our party. Here we can put second reminder, for example. And remember that this is in red because I just deleted the words in red. So to make it nicer, I will put it in black. Okay, so now we have 2 emails, right? 2 templates. Actually, I'm going to mark the second one to make it available. We have two templates, and number 1 and number 2 to remind somebody about an invitation to the party. And I establish that I can use all the fields available. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to go back to the AutoMessenger, okay, and I'm going to assign by clicking this button, the assign button. I'm going to assign one to the first email. Just by clicking on it, I assign it. So far, everything's fine, nothing special. These 3 fields that you see here are most important when you have affiliates, and we're going to see that later because this is obviously an advanced feature, and I have to explain a lot how to use certain codes, certain symbols in the templates that is going to help you send information to affiliate number 1, level 2, and level 3. For example, the person that directly brought the client, the sales manager, for example, which could be on top of the affiliate, and then maybe the president of the company that could be on top. So you have up to 3 levels that you can program letters and have specific information about this client, which is this is very special, not to be confused with other systems where you have apparently the same thing, but they are static. That is very simple. That is a kind of a trivial thing. This is not. This is a very sophisticated way, since you can make changes that they will change everywhere at the same time. For example, let's say that the sales manager is fired, unfortunately, and you hire another one, and so by changing the sales manager for this affiliate, all the letters will change automatically, etc. So again, this is a very sophisticated feature. So now we're going to add the second letter. So this one, it was supposed to be sent today, let's say, and now we're going to add another template, and it's going to be number 2 to make it very easy for us. So you see that it goes at the top, and that's okay, because even though we want it after, we're going to change it to be after the first one. But if you had a bunch of templates here, a bunch of emails, well, it could be cumbersome to have to go down, etc., to select. So by having it at the top, it's very easy to assign whatever we want. And then, so we're going to assign, actually, I added this. Let's see. Okay, so this is a number 1. This is the number 2. I'm gonna put order 1 here. I'm gonna put order 2 here. Okay, so this is more or less what I wanted. And now I need to put how many days in between I want. So I'm gonna say, for example, if I'm sending this today, and I want to remind people, second reminder in 3 days. So I will change. This will be the number of days that I want to put in between. Okay, so this will be done already. Now the only thing that I need to do in this particular case will be to assign it to one or to many people, to many contacts. And so, for example, if I'm on this one right now, I'm here on Harrison Bank, and let's say that I want to send it to a group. So let's see how I can do that. I usually use the expert view, so I'm not that familiar with doing it like this. Okay, so I typed, or I find people in New York by typing NY, and I found this small group. Okay, from the 100 that I have of samples here, okay, I have a sample of 100. So if I go back here and I click add AutoMessenger, right? I can assign it to a different agent. That's another important concept. Okay, I think this is the time to explain this, because it's this is an important thing. But I need to do a couple of things so you understand. So before I'm going to assign it, and this is good that because I could prepare everything, but then in that case you wouldn't know how it's done. So I'm gonna go to the setup, right? So imagine that you have more than one employee in your company, right? And so I'm gonna put here, I'm gonna put actually my name, so to put in this one. But now I'm going to add another person, which I'm gonna call George. I'm gonna call George agent. And that is an agent, right? And then I'm gonna create another one that is gonna call John executive. Okay, and so we identify it with this, and that's it. So now we have 3, etc. I'm gonna clear all these restrictions, because I don't want any. Sorry, I don't want any restrictions. No, I did okay. Any restriction for any of those that can stop us. Okay, so having that, I need to get out and get back like this. So now I have my name. Before I had the word agent, but now I have my name here, and I have created the other two agents. So that means that if I'm gonna select again, I'm gonna do the control find New York, okay, to have a list of 6, and I'm gonna go with that group to the AutoMessenger. Now, if I want to add this AutoMessenger with the 2 emails to one person, meaning the one that I have right here, I will click simply this button. Remember, for current contact. So the actions of these 3 buttons are for this current contact. That will be for Clark. If I want to work on selected contacts, which I have 6 selected, this is the number 6 out of 6, but I have 6 selected. If I want to send to this contact, to these contacts, I will use this rectangle with options, and I will use add AutoMessenger for selected contact. So I'm gonna do it, so I can do it for 1,000, right? So I'm gonna click, and now I have the option where I can assign this AutoMessenger to a different agent. But what it means that? Well, that depends. In this case, it could mean, if I change it, that instead of using my email or the email of self, I mean the person that is creating, it will use the email of George. Of course, George needs to have an email created in the email system that will be assigned to him to send emails. Whether it can be the same email for the 3 of us. That's not a problem, but it still needs to have an email assigned to George. So yeah, so you understand. I'm gonna go for a second to the email system. Remember the shortcuts. I'm gonna do Control 5 to go here and then go to Account Setup here, and I can assign to other people, right? I can assign, check, for example, I can assign to George, set as default to send, okay? Set as default to send to George, and default to selected, and also I can do it also for George. Did I do it for George before? No. This is for reception, will be received, sorry. I made a mistake. Usually I don't change this because it's already done all the time. So anyways, this is how you set the default to send. It could be different, email of course, and it could be the same. So it doesn't matter. But the point is that when I click here and select, that will be one reason. But it's not the only reason, okay? It's not the only reason. Because if I have in this email, or in both, if I had, instead of having, like I have here, the company name, the name, etc., if I have here, for example, a symbol, okay, if I have a symbol for the agent, and I have the name, right, that means that depending who's sending or who is the assignee for this AutoMessenger, this will be changed. So in other words, I can create the AutoMessenger, and I can even send the AutoMessenger on behalf of John or on behalf of George, and then his name and his email will be used. And imagine the possibility. So I can enter here other data about the agent, and throughout the email, I can use that to, for example, the phone number. I can put the phone number. Right now, we don't have any phone numbers in the agent's table, in the agent's field. We don't have any. We only have the name. Okay. So again, go back to the Go and click the add. So in this case, if I want, I can do it for John Executive, click select, and it was done already. So that means that now these 6 records, these six contacts, have the name of the AutoMessenger here, and then we can move with the navigation bar here. You see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so all of them have been assigned. It is perfectly possible to assign many auto messengers to the same person that won't interfere with anything. So that could be disparate. For example, we have this group of 6, but maybe now for 100, I'm going to send another auto messenger added to these contacts, and no problem. Now, if I want to review at any point in time, if I want to review what auto messengers are assigned, I can click there and see view list. I have many things here. You see, I have the go that we know before. If I want to trigger, that's another thing. Let me explain that at this moment. When you have auto messengers, the auto messengers will be triggered. Essentially, the emails will be created after an email is received. So in other words, when you're receiving emails, after you receive emails, the auto messengers will trigger. But let's say that you don't want to wait, or whatever is the case, or you don't want to check your emails at this moment, but you want to trigger this urgently, you can trigger the current one, or you can trigger all without checking your emails. So that would be the way to do it. Also, you can go to the email, to the template, sorry, to the template that is the first template of this auto messenger. You can assign it, the one that you have selected at this moment, you can assign it. I'm going to show you a better way to do this. So this is not that, this is an all option. And then you can view list. This is kind of important, okay? And this is also very important because you can select all the auto messengers for a particular contact. You can see them here, but sometimes you want to select them to change them, sometimes to delete them from a particular client. So that will be the function to use, select. I'm going to show you how it works, but it's really simple. But in this case, the most useful sometimes is the view list. So I'm going to have, if you have more than 2 or 3, it's going to be in a bigger screen. So this is a small screen, and so here we have this is the name. Here it tells you what it is, every number here. So for example, the first ID is the auto messenger ID, the one that identify the auto messenger, and the second ID is the template ID, okay, which is different, as you can see. So this auto messenger is the same, but this template is different. And the date when it's going to be sent. So remember that this was 3 days after this one. So we have the date, and finally the agent ID. So who's sending this? Okay. So you can see this ID is not my ID. Is the ID of agent John or George. I don't remember. And ultimately, it tells you what is the format that you're sending this email. In this case, is rich text, which produces a template, which produces an email that is called like a MIME email with text and HTML. So automatically, it will create an HTML and a text for the same email, which is again is a huge advantage over the other autoresponders that you need to enter both versions manually. So this one will create both versions automatically. You don't need to take care of that. Well, I hope that this is clear. And now we're gonna do, for example, we're gonna do an example of something very important that we can do that is not possible in others. And for that, we're going to create another template, or maybe we can use a duplicate. So let's say, oh, we can do it with this one, actually. We can do it with this one. Yeah, we can do the same thing. We're going to create another auto messenger, but in this particular case, our purpose is remind the person every so often, okay, for many times. And so I'm gonna put here ma many reminders, many, no money, but many many reminders. Okay, so this is going to be our AutoMessenger. As you can see, we have the first one added, and I'm going to click assign. I'm going to click one, okay? And the problem that I have right now is the following. I want to advise people every 7 days, okay, that we have a party. So we have a party every 7 days. And I want to do it for the next 2 years. In other systems, you will need to do this. You will need to do this. Basically, you will need to do this 24 times, actually 52 times, actually more, because it's 110 times you will need to do it in order to do it for 2 years. Let's say that we're going to do it for 1 year, 52 times, just to make it even a little bit shorter. But if you need to do this in any other autoresponder, you will need to enter the text part, the HTML part, and you will need to do 52 entries. If after you do those 52 entries, you make a mistake, then you will need to make 104 changes that you will need to do manually. That certainly is not a very practical prospect, I think. So with this one, we can do it in a couple of clicks. So first, we're going to use this, the duplicate. We're going to put 7 days because that's what we want, every 7 days. Okay, even though the first one might be today, we will change that one later. That's no problem. The format, remember, we can have text, rich text, or HTML. Well, let's assume that we are doing rich text. Basically, rich text means that you can have here bold, underscore, change colors, and things like that, italics, and handle that automatically. It will create an HTML page and a text page. So the text page obviously won't have bolds because it's a text page, but the HTML part of the email will contain the bolds and the colors and all that, and that will be done automatically. So that's the preferred option. That's why it's the default. But in some cases you might want to do it only as text, or in some cases you have a template that is an HTML code, and in that case you will select HTML. Okay, so that will be the format. So now I'm going to duplicate. So I click duplicate and select how many duplicates. You see here that I have current, meaning this current, or I have all. Well, the all is an extremely advanced option that you can definitely not do in any other AutoMessenger that I know. And that would mean, for example, in our previous case, we had 2 templates, right? And the templates were different dates, whatever, and there were two different templates, could be 3, could be 4, could be 5. And then you want to replicate, you want to duplicate that particular sequence over and over and over, or as many times as you want. Like, for example, you want to say something, remind about something, and then you want to repeat the same sequence over and over and over. Well, in that case, you will select all, and it will create kind of a groups. So if you have two emails, well, it will create a group of 2 as many times as you duplicate them. But in this case, it's only the current one that we want to do. And so we're going to do it 52 times. How many? Actually 51, I guess, because of this one, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to click current, and you see it takes a second really to create 52 or maybe 53 templates every 7 days. Emails or templates were created. The emails have to be created every 7 days for 52 times. This is a very, very powerful feature that I use a lot. Really a lot. As a matter of fact, many of you are receiving emails that I created with this feature, that I created to be sent every 30 days. So it's not that I have to remember every 30 days to send you an email. It will be already put in advance, 2 years, 3 years in advance to send. Okay, now, and to make it realistic, I will put 0 here. So I will have to do just one little change here, and I will have this. And notice that the order is 1 in all of them. Still, that's fine. That's no problem. It will be perfectly all right. So that's not a problem. But if you want to visualize it better, only if you want to visualize it again, it's no problem. This is the same order, but because this one was created later, is after this one all the time. so that the computer won't get confused because you leave the other one, but you might. So if you want to not be confused, you can click the spread button. The spread button basically is used, like for example, let's say that you want to enter an email in between these two. Well, that is essentially impossible. Again, those are things that are very complicated in other systems. In this one, it's extremely easy, but in other systems, it's very difficult to put something in between. In this one, it's very easy because you can spread them. And basically, what it does is change the order to a multiple of 5. So if I now add one template that I want, let's say I'm gonna do it just for pure fun, and I'm gonna put this one, okay, and I'm gonna put number. I'm gonna put number not 5. I'm gonna put number 3 on this one, and I'm gonna put number 1 on this one. Okay, so now I have this one in between the other two, and this one could be 3 days, whatever. And now this one, in principle, if I want to be in a week, the first one have to be 4, and the rest, of course, stays at 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. So that's a way to do it very easily. We have ways to change the days. There are other ways to do it, by the way, right here. In the records. If I'm here, I can change this, but I have a button for that, so you don't need to learn this other way. This one is easier. If I want to change this, so 7 days, not the number that I want, maybe 8 days. By the way, as an advice, a little tip here and there, when you send to your clients reminders that are the same day, don't use 7 days because it's going to go on the same day of the week, unless you mean it, of course. I mean, if something that have to go on Fridays and you mean that, well, perfect. Otherwise, if it's something that you want to be more or less at random, a little bit, but 7 days, use 8 days. Okay, so it changes because sometimes people are very busy in a particular date and you keep sending the information the same day. So 30 days is okay. But 7 days is not okay if you want to change the date or the day of the week. Another capabilities that we have here that I haven't seen in others is the ability to put a month. So you can put a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Okay, and that is important because sometimes you want to advise something on a particular day of the month. So you want to go month by month, and even you can do years. Okay, like for example, you want to congratulate someone for his birthday. So in that case, you will put the initial date. Let's say, let's create something quickly here. Well. Let's create a template very quickly and put happy birthday, and I'm gonna put happy birthday here. Very simple, but I'm still trying to make it clear. Okay, and so I'm gonna go create a birthday, and I'm going to assign. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mark it. Okay, remember that we need to mark it here. Okay, need to mark it here to make it available. So that's why it wasn't available. I forgot, like everybody else. So you click Happy Birthday, and then the first one you need to do the start date, and then the other ones is going to be 1 year. But since we need to do the duplicate, let's say that you intend to send it for 10 years. Okay, so we're going to put 10 years. Boom, now we have 10. Now the first one, oh, sorry, my bad. Now we're going to use the replace because I forgot to put a year here before. You see, the beauty is even making mistakes is perfectly possible. It's perfectly possible to correct those mistakes with ease. That is exactly my point that I was saying before. If you have this kind of problems with a regular AutoMessenger, well, it can take you hours to fix if you have a bunch of sequence. Here have been very easy. Okay, but now we need to put the initial date. Okay, because obviously, unless the birthday is a year from today, we're not right. So that's why we have the start date. So start date, let's say that the birthday is next Saturday, not this one, but this one. Okay, so you see, now we have 8 days from today, and the rest is going to be 1 year after that. So that had been done very, very easily, and at the same time very powerful, because you can remind people on the same date of things. In this case, the birthday could be that you advise at the end of the month, right? You advise on the 29th, could be a problem of February, but or you advise on the 28th that they have to pay, things of that nature, or they have to review their credit report, and you want to remind them every month. That would be very, very easy by using the duplicate technique, and doing the initial start date, and whatever is the period, usually a month or something, that you want to use. Same thing here with the replace. You can replace the format if you see, oh my God, I made a mistake, and I meant something else. I meant a text. So that's it. It's very easy to change them all. I have changed all of them, all of the 10 that I had. Okay, so that is very, very easy to do. So we have the spread. We have the this is to don't omit, because we have this button to omit, and this allows you to do scenarios where, for example, in this case it's not appropriate, but let's see, maybe if we do it like this one. So let's say that in particular I don't want to assign both. It's only that I want to set, let's say that already is the day of the party, and so I want to send only this one. Well, that would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, with another AutoMessenger, right? Because, well, you need to send the AutoMessenger to a person. You cannot omit things. In this one, you can omit things. So you omit this one, that's it. Now you assign it, and you be assigned, whether you have one or you have many. For example, if I have the many reminders, they are the same, right? So it's not a big deal, but I can omit this, omit that, etc. So this will be only for the time that I do, and I want to see them all again. I just click, you see, don't omit, and that will give me again the initial list. Other things that I should know here before we go to more advanced topics is to edit this template. I can go directly to the template by clicking here. Also, if I had other templates here, that we're going to talk about that in a second, I can edit. Basically, what I do is to go to the template manager with that particular template selected. That's it. And this one is to be to clear the email or template at left, to clear. Click to clear the field at left. And the reason that we don't have a clear here, because either we have it assigned or we have it deleted. So you delete it, it's okay. If you change it, it's okay. But in some cases here, you might want to simply clear that particular. So in other words, you don't want to advise anything, or you don't want to send simultaneously or concurrently anything to the affiliate, which is perfectly right, but maybe you assign it by mistake, or whatever is the case, you want to clear it. Okay, so I hope that that is kind of simple enough. Here we have the same thing pretty much. That will be like edit, that will be to go to this particular template. This is equivalent exactly as clicking in this one. If I'm in this one, for example, and right now actually I'm in this one, I'm in this one, I'm seeing this one. And if I want to see this one, you see I just click on the yellow and I see this one. If I click on this one, I see this one. And if I want to go, I can go here. So in this case, it's the same. The affiliate ones, you need to click the affiliate. And this is to copy the whole template to the Windows clipboard. So these are things that you know from before. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain. Before explaining this advanced topic, I'm gonna talk about the shortcuts and the automated emails. What it means. Well, when you create, when the AutoMessengers are triggered, whether it is automatically by receiving emails, or whether it is that you click the button that I showed before, they will be queued, the emails, will be queued in the outbox of the email system. Um, well, it's easy to understand that uh, only clients, only those of you that use our professional version that have email system have the AutoMessenger in their software, because the AutoMessenger needs the email system to work. So so you need to have so you only have the AutoMessenger in the uh, mm, plus version and ultimate versions in Trading Money Machine, and in the plus version and ultimate of the CRM. And so but it will be queued. In other words, the emails won't be sent, they will be only queued into the outbox. You need to go to the email system, right, at a certain time that you want, go to the outbox, yes, and it will be here, and then you click send all, and that's fine. That's okay. But there is a way to send them automatically, okay? And I want to talk about that one. Don't get scared. Actually, it's very simple. It's not trivial though, but it's very simple. Two things need to happen, okay? In the setup, you need to click here, setup, okay? And in the internet here, we have this AutoMessenger email sent with online server. Don't get scared because you see all this wording and server and stuff like that. Actually, this is extremely simple. But I mean, again, it's not trivial. You can ask your IT guy how to do it, but it's simple enough. You follow these instructions. You see that it's very short, so it's actually only 3 lines to do. Very simple to follow. An IT guy will do this in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, so it's not difficult to do. And then you can do a test, pretty much, and send an email to yourself. By having this, you will be able to send those emails automatically. And well, that's the first thing. Second thing is that you need to indicate to the template which one will be automatic. So let's say that we have this one, and in order to tell that it's automatic, we're going to have to enter the automatic symbol right here, auto, you see? So you can do it manually, of course. It's double brackets, auto, double brackets. But with this one, you have the advantage of, know that it's correct, and you do it with one click. So it's very easy to do. So just by putting this, that means that if I had set up the other part, so if I had the other part to send the emails automatically, then the emails will be sent without, it won't be queued, it will be sent automatically. Another consideration, that is a way to avoid being blacklisted. Why? Well, on your other server, which could be a domain that you have for that purpose or something like that, you're going to have the emails are going to be sent from that particular domain. So that means that it's not going to touch your own domain, your main domain, or even it's not going to touch your computer. So the emails won't be sent from your computer. We personally use this company, and there are a couple of companies out there. One is better than the other, so you have to make your own choice. There are a couple of companies like www.sntp.com and of SNTP, and also Amazon has a service like that, but it's a little more complicated. Okay, so Amazon has a service similar, a relay, and actually the Amazon's is better, but it's a little bit more complicated. So if you have an IT guy that knows a lot, well, you could consider Amazon's as your relay for emails. So any of these two services, you can contract here. I'm going to put it here inside so you can see it. Okay, so they will give you basically host, username, and password. I'm not promoting those are the ones we use, but I'm not promoting them for anything. It's simply that that I believe that is good. Actually, it's a must if you don't want to be banned your IP and you're sending a lot of emails. If you're sending just a few emails to your clients, that's no problem. You can do it directly, that's no problem. But if you're doing thousands of emails, well, then you should consider a server, a relay server to send your emails. And these are two possible options, okay? And I put this in bold. So, oops, I did it. I did a boo-boo here. Okay, so you have it here. I'll put this in a bigger font so you can make a copy of this SNTP if you are interested. Okay, so by putting auto and having the setup, possibly, not necessarily, you can use your own email system to send the emails with the auto. Okay, only the thing is that you are essentially using your own emails and you might be banned by your ISP. Who knows? Maybe not. Depending again how many emails you send and how many complaints you have. If you don't have any complaints, then hey, you can use the email that you're using right now. Okay, so by doing that, now this is one of the advantages that I mentioned before. You see, I made this change here in the template, and immediately is reflected here. And if I made a different, if I made change in the template like I did here, you see now it's reflected in the autoresponder. Again, that means that future autoresponders will be sent with this information. You don't need to change it in every place. Especially this is very important when you're talking about duplicated templates. In other words, the same template that you send at different intervals. If you had that kind of configuration in another AutoMessenger, first of all, you will need to enter it manually each and every time for as many times as you want. And then if you make a change, you will need to make a change that many times. Sometimes you're talking about hours versus a couple of seconds. Okay, many hours actually if you have a long list. So this is an important feature. Okay, another, before going to the most dense part, well, very useful too, but the most dense part, I want to talk about the shortcuts. Shortcuts, very easy to use and very practical, very important. For example, let's say that we have this one, which is that we call the number one. We're gonna save it, and we're gonna save this auto messenger into one of these 8 or shortcuts. So I say save to 1. It could be any number, of course. So you see right now, if I hover the mouse, I have my master class here. So that means that if I'm in a different autoresponder and I click the button, I have that button selected. I have that AutoMessenger selected. But the beauty is not only that. That certainly helps when you enter here and you want to modify or view or assign as appropriate. But also shortcuts, AutoMessenger or AutoMessenger shortcuts are also in several places in the program. Most importantly here, and also let's go to a different record that we don't have anything here. Okay, this one that is empty. Okay, so this one I have it empty, and if I want to assign that AutoMessenger number 1, I only have to click this, and again, in this case it's asking me, as it should, if I want to send it on my behalf, self, or somebody else's behalf, George. In that case, I will click selected, and that's it. Now it's assigned. Remember, it will be with the ID of George. That means that it's going to be sent with a George email, and it's going to be merged in the email as appropriate in the template. It's going to be merged with George data as appropriate, meaning that of course it's not going to do anything unless you have agents symbols in the template. If you don't have that, well, the program cannot know what you want, what you have in your mind, but it can interpret these symbols as agent data, and it will be replaced in the autoresponder. So this is very, very important. Same thing happens in the accounts receivable. In the finance area, accounts receivable, finance area, accounts receivable, okay, you have the same thing. So for example, let's say you have here whatever, you have here um, a particular receivable, and let's say that the credit card declined, for example, you may have a particular autoresponder designed for that, and you can click. Even more, you can do it automatically. In other words, you can assign, let's say that this one, for the sake of the argument, let's say that this one is the one that you have for declines, and you can say, well, I want that the second time that it declines, it will trigger this auto messenger. Okay, that's perfectly right. No problem with that. But personally, I like it better to do it with one click and not do it like this, because you might be unfair in some cases. And so you might not want to do it like this, in my opinion. Again, that's why I have the feature. The feature is to use it for those of you that think that this is appropriate or better, but I rather like to click a button and, and in this case, click a button and self. So it's actually very, very easy, and then it will be assigned and it will be sent as appropriate. What I mean as appropriate means that if it doesn't have the auto, well, it will be queued in the outbox, and if it has the auto, it will be sent automatically in the next triggering. So that doesn't mean that it's going to be sent right away. First of all, depends on the date, right? It might be that you have something assigned to be sent tomorrow, so it's not going to be sent today. Even if it has auto, it has to be appropriate date, and it has to be also somehow triggered. And the way that they are triggered is when you receive emails, or you force the sending of autoresponders, and in that case it will be sent. The difference is that instead of being queued in the email system, it is going to be sent automatically through the server remote system, the one that protects you from blacklisting. So I hope that this is clear, because this is kind of important. Of course, you can use it for many other purposes, even to tell people about when they finish paying. For example, hey, congratulations, you're finishing paying our services, etc., etc. So you can do that without having to think too much, because you have it right here in the tooltip. You know what to do. By the way, in another class that we did before, we explained that you can also send a template from here. And also you can have up to 5 default templates that you can assign, in which case, for example, I can put this number 2 and assign it by clicking shift here, assign it to this button here. That means the following: if I have this one, number 1, click number 1 here, you see it goes to number 2. So let's say that this is the one I want to use, and I can send it immediately. So all of that is perfectly possible, but this is not related to the autoresponder, okay? So I just mentioned this to actually to show the difference, okay? So this is a template that you send. It might be the same template, but conceptually is different, because an autoresponder might be one or many. So conceptually is completely different. All right, so I'm gonna go back. Can be back here, probably better. And okay, so now I'm gonna explain these other 3 fields, which is pretty much the end of our class. This one is self-explanatory, I hope. This is find contact, to find a contact and put it here. Find contacts. Well, this is very important, actually, to be honest. Find contact with current AutoMessenger, or find contacts with any AutoMessenger. So to find pretty much everybody that has an AutoMessenger, or find only the ones that have. So if I click here, I'm going to find contacts from all or from selected contacts. If I say from selected, it will be from the 27 that I have here only, because no, I have selected, sorry, I have the 100 selected. So it will be exactly the same in this case. But if I had a group here, it's selected is under this group, and all will be under everything. Okay, so I'm gonna click full, and you can see these are the ones that had assigned that particular AutoMessenger masterclass. Very, very useful feature, by the way. Think about it. Think about it for a second. You may want to send something or even change. Let's say that you want to change the AutoMessenger that certain group has, which I've done in the past, right? And so I have a better version of a template of an information that I want to convey to a certain group. So the problem is how to find that group that is found with that particular tool, with that particular feature. I look for the AutoMessenger that I want, and then find all the people that complies that have those AutoMessengers, and then I can delete them all. You see, delete the current AutoMessenger from, or delete all AutoMessengers, which means pretty much clear the AutoMessenger field. But if you want to, you can only delete for all records, or for one, of course, but for all records selected from these 8, I can delete the current AutoMessenger. So I can do like this. By the way, I can even delete the whole AutoMessenger or certain dates. So I can even delete some dates in case, for example, let's say that you went on vacation, you had your computer down, whatever, and then you came back and you don't want to send a bunch of old stuff, so you want to delete all the ones that from a certain date. In this case, I'm gonna do whole, and that's it. Now they were deleted. So you see, these are blank, 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 blank. If I go with the navigation bar, here we have something, but this something, most probably, I'm almost sure of that, is from, well, it's nothing actually, it was simply a space, but it could be from a different AutoMessenger. Remember that we have deleted only one AutoMessenger, and I can put it back right now with this one click. So I put it, right now I put it in 8. So I hope that you are realizing the power of what I'm saying in an absolute form, obviously, and also relatively to other AutoMessengers, that even the professional ones, I'm talking Aweber probably is the most professional AutoMessenger. Of course, if you want to send 100,000 emails, well, probably this is not appropriate to send 100,000 emails. But if you want to send 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month, yes, you can handle that. It's not for millions, but it could be for thousands of emails. So, for a reasonable amount, quantity of emails, this will be the right tool, better tool for many reasons. Okay, so now for the last part, I'm going to talk about these fields. And these fields, again, is for affiliate, the immediate affiliates or affiliate level 1. And you see, in the tooltip, template that will be sent to affiliate level 1, to level 2, to level 3. Why do we want to do that? Well, sometimes we want to inform something usually about the client. Because if it is about themselves, well, we can also do it. I mean, about themselves, like for example, we have an affiliate here and we want to send the link to that affiliate, to this affiliate, at the same time that we send the link to the client, okay? If let's say that this was sending the link of the client and this wants to send the link of the affiliate, that is perfectly possible. It's pretty basic, very basic stuff. As a matter of fact, you can do that from the dispute center, etc. But there are other cases that you want to inform the whole downline. I'm saying the whole, not because 3 is a whole. You can have 10 levels, but usually 3 is the maximum that you're going to inform. If you have more than 3 levels, you cannot do it with the AutoMessenger. You need to do it with a different technique, creating groups and sending templates to that group. But 3 you can do automatically. But now the important thing to know is how to express in the template data about the contact that you can express on the affiliate. If you think about it, that is not that easy. That's what I said before. And in other systems where you have these that are not relative, in other words, that they are fixed, they have 3 fields in a system, that is really trivial. That is really nothing can be created in an hour. But this is a very sophisticated system. Um, so let me show you what I mean by that. Let's say that I have this one. It doesn't matter which one I have, right? Because this is just pure test. And I want to put, let's say that I want to send this one to the affiliate. As a matter of fact, let me create one. And I'm going to call this one, I'm going to put here affiliate, so we can identify it visually. And here is the info from your client. Okay, so this evidently we are saying that this is the info that we're sending is for the client. So we might put whatever there, and then put a higher font. When I put a big font, usually you wouldn't use this huge font, but it's good for watching. And so I'm gonna put here affiliate. You see, I have affiliate 2 and affiliate 3. So I'm gonna put affiliate first name. Dear affiliate first name. Your client is, and now I'm gonna put the symbol. Now, what is the symbol that I'm going to use? Let's think about it for a second. If I use the contact first name, that would be actually the name of the affiliate, because it is the record actually that is the record of the affiliate. So this is not the right stuff. That's why we have different fields here, even though for the first affiliate, when you're sending it, is the same as the contact name, but as not to be confused, we have it this way. Okay, and also it's related to a particular client. So this is the right way to do it. But when you say your client is, we need to refer to a special thing here. Okay, and this is the special thing: client name, client phone, client email, original, client ID. With the client ID, you can create a link, right? A link to for the portals, whether it is for a CRM or for a credit repair. You can create very easily a link for the portal and use this original client ID. So in other words, this is the client ID that is at the bottom. So if you have 3 levels of affiliates, 1, 2, and 3, you can use the same original client ID, because it's kind of an absolute ID related to that. In this case, we're going to use the name. Okay, your client name is whatever, and then we can create the link. By the way, you know how the link is created, but in case that you don't know, well, probably what you want to do is something like this: HTTP, and then you have here in the fields, you have the URL, right? And then for the progress will be progress, and then progress. Well, you can copy that from your template, but I'm doing it. I hope that I'm doing it correctly. I'm doing it by heart, but I think it's okay. So essentially, I will do something like this, and I will add the client ID, and this will produce, when it's previewed, you see, it will produce this ID that is for the original client. Okay, assuming that the other one is an affiliate, this will be for the original client. That works when you do autoresponders, and when you do this thing from the dispute center. So in the dispute center, I'm going to deviate to go on a tangent for a second only. I'm going to go on a tangent here to the credit repair part and show you. This has been covered before, so I don't want to invest time on this, but here you can put you see the emails that you want for the different levels of affiliates, and if they are correctly created, well, then they will be populated correctly also. So that is so in 2 places you can take advantage of this especially design a sequence of advice is in the auto messenger and in the dispute center. Okay, otherwise you can do it only for one affiliate, but you cannot do it for the level because there is no way here that you can pretty much send that. Okay, but in any event, this is what we want. Okay, so this is for the affiliate, and we're gonna put it available here, and so if we had that Clark is an affiliate, okay, and we have the Antonia has Clark as his affiliate, okay, this one as a client, that means that if I go to Antonia and I have this, I can have here in the assign, I can have the affiliate, you see, and then if I send this email, if I assign this master class, this one will be assigned to the affiliate, while this one will be assigned to the client. And if I have a second affiliate, like a general manager and maybe a president, I can assign as appropriate templates to these two levels, and at the same time that I advise the client of something, the affiliate will be advised of probably a related subject, and at the same time. Okay, so if this is 0, both will be advised today. If this is 3, it will be advised in 3. So, and here I have Antonia, okay, and I can do it like this and have it okay. So here you have the different this is for an affiliate, and this is for an affiliate number 1, and this is for the client. So you see that even though it's here, this one has the same date as this one, right? 27, because that's exactly what we did. And this one is in 3 more days. This one does not have an affiliate attached. This one has an affiliate attached. And it looks separated because it's longer, so it's wrapping. So it's nothing weird because it's 2 lines. It's only that it's wrapping. And so this one will be sent the same day, only that this one will be sent to the affiliate, and this one will be sent to the client. Okay. I hope that that is clear. Now I'm going to see for a second if I have any messages here. We covered this. Yeah, well, basically we cover everything, so we don't have anything new. And so I guess that will be all. That will be all that covers the AutoMessenger part. And again, happy 4th of July. And we won't have any classes next week, but the other week we're going to talk about everything here, most importantly in the advanced areas, and even in the expert areas. We're going to talk about the generic, all these things, a few tricks that you can do. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting class. So thank you all, and talk to you soon. All right. See you. Bye-bye.